QI, or whatever that British TV show is. Everywhere it's sodomy, everywhere. I mean, it's like everywhere. Like if in the Philippines, they have a show on every day, and it's got all the hosts are all transvestites and transsexual, and then you got this QI, queer, in the I. The I is the symbol of the anus. If you want to go research, just type in anus and I in sodomy, and with the world elites, they're obsessed with sodomy. Why? I don't know. They're obsessed about it. Like, forget religion and stuff. It's like, what the heck is going on with our world? Like, everybody, not everybody, but everybody in media and entertainment, it's all about the anus. I mean, it is weird. Queer eye. Queer eye. The I is the ass. In secret societies, they have, the men have gay sex. That's part of their initiations and stuff. But it's weird times we live in here. I don't know why it's like that. I mean, it's just this obsession with it's. Just think of it in terms of like natural. Just think of it in terms of like what's natural. Like if humans are in a healthy environment, then they're in a natural environment. And in a natural environment, there are no disruption of hormones, disruption of DNA and stuff like that. And so there's no gay people. And I'm not talking about gay people who they're going to choose it whether they're healthy or not. I mean physically, there aren't going to be any gay people, because having same-sex attraction, something's going on with the chemistry in your body. Think about it. I mean, I say that it sounds really offensive. I think how offensive that sounds. But then think about it. Then think, okay, a male body, if everything's perfect in it, if the hormones are working perfect, all those chemicals, and the heart's working good, and the penis is built perfectly, think about it, if everything's perfect or natural, aren't you going to be normal? It's just weird. It's weird. It's a weird time we live in. There's a lot of toxins in the environment. There's a lot of toxins in the environment, and there's a lot of pushing of homosexuality. And it's like, okay, well, is there a connection between these two? I mean, that's valid to ask. I mean, you could go talk to, world leaders. I don't know if I would say world leaders. I had mercury fillings, and it messed me up. Not sexually, but dude, mercury fillings, check this out. I think mercury can ruin everything in the body. Everything. I think it can affect your heart, your lungs, everything. So it's weird how we live in a society where it's like, obviously our doctors don't know anything about how the body works. Our doctors know how to prescribe pills by the magic pharmaceutical companies. And it's like the pharmaceutical companies are very irresponsible. And it's kind of weird because you think about it, like, let's say you were like a good person and you were like the head of a pharmaceutical, and you were like ahead of one part. So like the heart part. So you're like in charge of like the statins and stuff. So if you're like a normal person, you're like, okay, we are in control of people's hearts. Like, we're literally in control of that organ of millions of people. Like, that's intense, man. Like, think about that. Like, you have this world, and it's like, you produce the statin drugs and stuff. So in a way, you're kind of like a father or a god or whatever, however you want to phrase it. And so here's the thing: a normal person, a good person, would say this: let's give them the best thing for their heart. Like, that's what a good person would do. So you would do your research. You'd research everything natural first, right? Because you're a normal person. You're like, hey, let's go to the natural doctors. Let's go to people who say they've helped their heart naturally and the best things they've done for it. You know, whether it's oxygen therapy or oils or supplements, vitamins and minerals, whatever. But these aren't normal corporations. These aren't normal people running these corporations. And think about it. If it shouldn't be a business, like pharmaceuticals shouldn't be a business, because think about it, like they influence the medical schools. So what I'm saying is this: the pharmaceutical companies, they're literally in charge. Like, that's the phrase. Like, they are in charge of people's body parts. You have a problem with your brain, they're in charge of that. You have a problem with your lung, you have a problem with your heart, you have a problem with your blood. They are in charge. But they're not giving you the best. They're not telling you, when you go get a pill, your doctor isn't telling you the experience of their patients. They wouldn't have to give you their names, but they could have, all right, here's everybody that I've given this pill to, and here's the bad things that have happened to them. When I was taking pharmaceuticals, they didn't do that. If I didn't have the internet, oh man, I would have been in a lot of, I would have had a lot of problems. And this is just crazy, man, because there's things that people have done for their heart. Like, here's a good example. So, like, your teeth are connected. Each of your teeth are connected to organs in your body. It's like an electric circuit. It's like each tooth is like a cap on an electric wire. There are dentists who have removed infected teeth from the tooth that is connected to like your heart or like your eye. And they've cleaned out that tooth, taken that tooth out, whatever, cleaned out the infection, and whatever organ it's connected to, it's made it better. So here's what I'm saying. The pharmaceutical companies, if they were real companies, if they were legitimate, if they actually cared about people's problems, and see, that's the thing. They can do what they do because they say, we care about your problem. So you take this pill, I don't feel pain, or it does whatever it does. But they can get away with that because that works. It works the way they do things. But if they were legitimate, they would say, well, we'll help you with your thing, not just with the pill. We'll give you information. We'll tell you other things about your disorder. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh, you have depression? Take this pill and you will feel better. Well, how long will you feel better? Will I have side effects? Will my heart start racing? And it's like, and what are you doing, Merck? What are you doing? What's it called? Eli Lilly. It's been a long time since I've taken pharmaceuticals, but it's okay. It's okay that they give you a pill, but it's like, okay, if you're in charge of people's diseases, then you tell them other information too. So you say, oh, well, you have a bad heart. Well, get your teeth checked out. Find out if the tooth that's connected to your heart is infected. Yeah, it's pretty wild. All right, so moving on from that, the pharmaceutical industry, it's crazy because they damage so many people. It's like the government. It's like the government and our wars. It's like they just damage so many people. But the pharmaceuticals, I used to take it for depression. Sometimes, sometimes it works. You can take a pill and it makes you feel better. But I took Zyprexa and I didn't eat right. So, I chose to eat ice cream. Like that was like my main ice cream was like my main food, I guess. So I did eat bad while I was on Zyprexa. But man, Zyprexa, if you eat bad, or if you eat a lot of sugary foods, you have to eat a lot more. It increases your desire. It makes you really crave sugar. I mean, you go read about people who gain like 50 pounds in the first 3 months or the first 6 months. It's like it's crazy. People gain so much weight on that, and it's like you're gonna end up dying because of diabetes or whatever. So you know, but people can do a lot for their brain. They can take black seed oil. There's like healthy oils. There's like clean foods. There's fasting. There's B vitamins. There's like I don't know I don't know what I would say like would be the top three things to repair the brain. That would be something to research, but it's like this world's crazy. This world is crazy, man. And it's so sad because, I just think about the young people, or just everybody, we're ignorant of health. We don't know. People don't know what they need to eat. People don't know about these things like oxygen therapy, black seed oil, whatever, sea salt. Like there's all these things that exist, but they just don't know about them. And so they just take the pills and it's like they keep eating pizza or whatever, And the pharmaceutical company doesn't tell everybody about mercury fillings. And so it's just crazy. Um, yeah, it's really crazy, man.